G'day and welcome back for more Scrapyard Survival. And we've had the update, which means I've got some new blocks to play with, like the truss pillars, which are going to be basically perfect for making my light posts, which makes me glad that I haven't done them yet. Because you can imagine, 3 of these stuck to each other makes a really nice pole. Then we can just put a little corner piece on, have another 1 or 2 poking out, and then stick a light on it, and it's good. Could even put one of these truss light pieces. Oh, actually, is that available? Oh, that looks very different in small grid. Don't know how that's going to look on the truss as an outdoor light source. I have to think about. May have to test that one. So if I was going to build these, I actually think I might build them in place. Like, just go and grab the stuff for a magnetic plate. I mean, obviously I can move them. Oh, I have some extra batteries. I'm guessing there's going to be something in one of these mailboxes. Cool. So Zarda's dropped off a few extra batteries for me to use for my light posts. It is nighttime, so it does seem to be a good time for me to try and set these up and see how I can go in terms of getting some better lighting around here. I'm going to try and begin from here. So that should lock down. And then we go with a truss pillar. And then this is where things get tricky, and I need something to stand on top of. So I'm probably just going to use my telehandler. Because it does function as a pretty good mobile staircase / ramp. Because the back end of the lifting boom is actually in a really easy spot to jump up on top of. Like so. I got one more, then raise this. Do I want to go 3 high, or do I want it lower than the height of the stuff around here? That's tricky. How high do I want the lights to be? So that's pretty tall. Yeah, I probably do want it that tall, actually. It's not the safest of platforms, but it is effective. I feel like I'm going to have to put this on here and see how it goes. No, it looks weird. It looks so weird. No, I don't like it. Do not like the truss pillar light or this particular use. There are many other uses where I will like it, but not for this. So something like this is what I was imagining. And I honestly think that looks a whole lot better than what I would have made before. Also, much easier to build to that height because these are 5 by 1 by 1 blocks. Like, they're huge blocks. So the next thing I was going to do was going to add the battery to this. And I was going to do that something like this. Actually, I'll put that facing up. Where do I want the battery mounted? I think I want it mounted, say, about there. Or do I want it mounted down the bottom? Maybe I'll try down the bottom. Okay. Grab the battery. Stick it on. There we go. Got the little high voltage sign sticking outwards. I know that puts these ones the wrong way around, but I kind of like it. And then I was actually going to remove these merge blocks because if I need to replace this battery later, all I need to do is grind it off with the detach mode. Now, we change the radius of this to maximum. Intensity down to something a little less bright so it's not overwhelming everywhere. And I'll change the fall off down a little bit to smooth it out. Then we get my telehandler out of the way and have a look at how well or not this is working for giving some light in the area. So I've obviously got the spotlights providing a lot of light around here, but that is working. I think once I put down a few of these around the place, that'll look pretty cool. Because I can put them slightly off grid and weird. Though I am wondering whether I could have just done this with the truss pillar offset and the truss pillar diagonal and stuck this straight on the large grid for some of these. The trouble with that, though, is then I need a large grid light on it. So if we start off, let's just have a quick check and see whether that could look better. Yeah. Yeah, this creates an issue because I have to, the large grid, put the light out here somehow. And that would mean probably a corner light like that. Yep, I made the right choice going with small grid. Small grid is better. Because unfortunately, unless I... Actually, unless I go around with my telehandler and stick a small battery directly onto this with a landing gear and have those as my switchable lights. So, as an example... Oh boy. I took something like this, stuck a light on it, and have that literally as a changeable globe or changeable light source by having a mag plate on this side. Obviously, I'd want to try and place it a bit more neatly, but that is an option if you want to do area lighting. I don't think I want to do it that way. I think this way is a bit more tidy and also keeps the lights, like the power source, down at a height that's actually much easier for me to manipulate and replace, rather than having to go all the way up there and change it if it's up the top. Even though I do like the corner. But yeah. As fun as having to do light changes high up off the ground. No. Not going to do that. So, cool. I have a light design. I have a way that I know I want to make it. So now I've just got to place a few around here to add some extra light in a few more areas. Like I want to put one of these, I think, in front of this warehouse. At least one in the middle. Used up those 4 batteries from Zada, and I've also grabbed a couple more from inside the warehouse, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6th around the corner, 7th over here. I think those look quite neat. Add a nice... They do something to break it up, but also they're adding a moderate amount of light to this area. Like without my lights on, I could quite comfortably work in any region of this area around here. Any of it at all. Oh, actually, since I've still got time at night, I'm going to do a little thing here. A little bit of detail work on this that was suggested, which will hopefully elevate this ramp a bit, which was to use some hazard armor just to mark out the edges a bit better, because it looked a bit flimsy and it wasn't super obvious that it was there. I think this will be nice. If you're going to work in small grid, you may as well take advantage of the extra detail you can add in various ways like this. Yeah. Yeah, that breaks that up nicely. Can I finish this gate? Do I have enough parts? I was thinking what else I might do while the night continues is see if I can get that little survival kit rover thing out of here and put a connection in here for my telehandler, since this seems like a nice little spot for it to park. The other thing I was thinking was, this area over here that I don't yet have any building, that could well be redesigned as a landing zone for my carrier vehicle, which is kind of my goal to work on today. I would like to go out there and try and find myself some more big atmospheric thrusters, because I really don't have any of those. Oh, I should put a transponder up on those lights so I can control these doors from the telehandler directly. Although, I'd have to find one. Yeah. Okay. that can be for another day. Okay, so where did I have this thing locked down so I can move it? It's all the way in there. How am I going to get to that? Actually, is there... I don't have a little battery on this. Is there actually anything I... Oh, maybe the survival kit. But I don't need this truck to be actually intact. Oh, that's that moved out of the way. Let's get the telehandler in and see if I can pull that out. Don't know if this is going to have enough mass to carry something like this vehicle without it tipping. Maybe just barely. Oh, it is wanting to fall into the pit. Don't want it to fall into the pit. Also a little bit worried I'm going to hit the gate with this. Oh. That's a bit awkward. This is more than a bit awkward. Okay, but it's out. Just gonna go pop this around the corner. Drive around on just 2 wheels, that's fine. Joys of four-wheel steering is even if only two wheels are touching the ground, I can still crab walk. Don't know what I want to do with that thing, but there we go. Ditched there for now. Alright, let's set up a connection here. I think I'll cut out this block. Stick the connector there, and then mount the connection much like I've got outside. Don't think I need to reinvent the wheel here. Because then, if I do that, I could, in theory, if I ever need to, but I doubt I'll get to that point, I could, in theory, go out and dig underneath and connect this up to my conveyor system. Though I think I'm going to be sad that I can't see my telehandler outside my window of my little living shed. Okay, little connector built. What am I going to put on top of it to make it look interesting? Maybe one of these access panels will do. Yeah, I think that works well enough. Can still get into the little office here with the toilet and stuff. Cool. And now, let's make sure that this does in fact connect without me dropping into the pit. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Now I just got to clean up the rest of this building at some point, and that'll be pretty much good. Now I'm going to go out and start scrapping now, even though it is 2 AM, because I don't want to miss out on any of the daylight, because I have much stuff to search for and hope that I find. I think I'll start out heading off east, hoping that I get to daylight sooner. See what we find. So, as before, I'm looking for a bridge. I'm looking for large Atmo thrusters. I'm looking for a bar. That's less important. The bridge and the Atmo thrusters are the two big priorities for me. I want to find more big Atmo thrusters. I really want to find more big Atmo thrusters. They're going to be the thing that allows me to actually build my flyer to be as useful as I want it to be. Because once I got the flyer built, then I may well do a complete rebuild of my crane. I've been hesitant to do a complete rebuild of my crane because as soon as I do, I take it out of action, and then I have to finish it. And I'd really like to not force myself to do that yet. As it is functional, I am able to scrap reliably with this, so I don't want to do a full redo of it. Plus, once I've got the flyer designed, I may well be able to design the crane to carry the flyer properly, or carry either component of the flyer, and that feels like something that would be easier to do once I've actually designed the flyer as well. Which, I think, at least part of it is going to be called the Nugget, based on your suggestions from last week. So I quite like the idea that the little command module bit is the Nugget, and the rest of it is the Headless chicken, because that's what I often end up running around like, because I have no sense of direction. Oh, 7 kilometers behind me. Well, at least there's stuff out here. Whether I run into it or not. Ah, and there are the first signs of light. So I may spot some wrecks soon. Ooh, 2.92. That's within reach quite easily. I'm surprised I still haven't found any more train parts. I've only found 2 little things with trains on them. Or maybe 3 with the... when I went and helped Jackson out with his scrapping. We found some trains then too. Yeah, really haven't found many of the trains. Okay, what do we got over the hill? Oh, a bigger drop than I was expecting. A large wind turbine. And a shed and another building. I haven't seen one of these buildings before. Oh, we got a little outhouse. And... air vent. Looks like someone's home that's now filled with sand. Well, there's computers in this button panel, so I'll take those. Yet more bottles. I don't think I really care about the bottles. Oh, what direction's that? North, northeast. Got a survival kit with 1 medical component in it. And a gyroscope. Okay, I think I need the gyroscope. I think I'll take the gyroscope with me. And I will take the medical component, but not the survival kit. So I don't really need a survival kit. Got an unbuilt one that I just pulled out of the store, the now telehandler parking shed. So I haven't even built it up. I don't think I need yet another one. I got this gyro on board. I might scrap a few more things from that building there and then get on to the next bit. Heading north-northeast. I want to try and get to as many different bits of scrap as possible. More so than trying to get all of the necessary bits out of each piece. Because basically, it's going to be more important for me to get more stuff. Sorry, it's going to be more important to me to get the specific stuff I want than to get just more stuff in general. Oh, there's a large grid battery here. I will take its computers. Okay, and north-northeast we go. Part of me was thinking whether I should go out and scan with my Nugget and see if I can find any... It's almost going to say gold, but the pun just fills me with pain. Because I think it would be nice to try and find those specific parts, but if I do that, it's going to create a whole lot of hassle once I find something I want, trying to get it back to base. Until I can fit it with some bigger thrusters by having that secondary module on it, I just don't think it can do what I need it to do. What's this? Awfully small. Oh, that doesn't look healthy at all. But there's a large thruster in it! Oh no. Oh no. Okay. These have had an accident, but they've got something in there that I absolutely 100% want. I want that thruster. So I gotta see if I can separate these two grids from each other without exploding that thruster. Oh boy. Please don't explode. I'm just gonna weld that up a little bit. So that bouncing around bit is very close to the thruster. Okay, there we go. Well, this is a win. That's one large thruster. I reckon if I find one more, I've probably got enough to get my flyer built to a moderate level of function. I probably need to find a few other Atmo thrusters for some directional thrust, but the lift, having 4 large Atmos, I'm also probably going to have to find some batteries to power them, now that I think about it. Although I do have 2 batteries at home, so that's probably going to be okay for a little while. But yeah, 4 large Atmos for lift. I should be able to carry a moderate amount with that. I don't think I'm going to be able to carry a warehouse with that. But I should be able to carry pretty much any block that I might come across that I might want. Well, I got lucky with these grids separating that they didn't explode each other. It's rather fortunate. Just clean this up and then I'll get this thruster loaded and get on to the next bit of scrap. I think there was still something further in the direction I was heading. Cool. Lock down, let's go. Oh, I spot something over there. What's that? What is that? Is that another service station? Wow, I really do come across service stations a lot. Another cargo container. Probably some more batteries in here. Yep. Yet another medium cargo for my truck. Yeah. This is getting a little closer to full. It's been a very long road to this level of medium cargoes on here, but, you know, I probably will reach a point soon where I want to move that engine and survival kit forward so they can be less in the way of the medium cargoes. Thing is, though, I'm probably going to replace this with the crane, the flying crane, before I get that finished. Alright. I did not notice any beacons around here, so... guess... What was that over there? I drive to the thing over here. Which I'm pretty sure is not the direction I came from. I wasn't paying enough attention to where I came from. It's in the east, so that makes me think it is not where I came from. It's even further away from my base. This looks like it could be a big hangar. Do I want one of these Quonset hangars? Maybe. Maybe for a bit of variety on the buildings, but don't think this one's going to be a good option. As in, well, I don't think I want to get distracted by this right now. What's inside? We've got a large grid battery, large grid programmable block, some wheels. You've got a gyro. What's in here? Oh! That's a turret. That is indeed a turret. There we go. I'm going to do something that's going to potentially annoy some people. Bye, battery. I'm just going to take its computers. I move that by hand. Almost. Oh, yes, that's right. Been informed that there's a little trick you can use to move things slightly heavier than you think you could. Uh-oh. Jeez. If, while holding onto something with the grabby hands, you then go and jump, you can actually move quite a decent amount more weight, which may be a way to get a gyroscope on board the truck without having to use the crane. I'm going to test. Not a fan of it. What? The gyroscope just disappeared. Well, that sucks. Well, I got some computers out of this. I'm gonna get going. Today is all about speed scrapping. Looking for exactly the parts that I want. Maybe collecting a few extra bits and pieces here and there, but really trying to be more focused. I'm not sure there's going to be anything much here that's going to be of use to me in this industrial complex area. A little smokestack. I want to check out that building over there, but otherwise, I think I will probably be moving on from here quite quickly. Wait a second. This building actually... Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh. Gerp. I was lucky. This building has a sorter on it, so I'm going to try and get that. Gotta get all these motors from these conveyor lines too, because I'm going to be building some large thrusters. So make sure I get as many motors and the other bits and pieces. Oh, this inventory bug with depositing is quite annoying. Hopefully they fix that soon. Nothing on these two. Maybe battery? Another drill. Don't need to worry about that. Ah, there is a battery. Good. Let's get that. Okay. Attempt number 2 with the gyroscope. This one at least hasn't deleted itself. Okay. 1, 2. Ooh, almost. 1, 2. This could work. There we go. Got it up onto that. And then if we go 1, 2. Oh no, I dropped it off the side. Wait, where'd that go? There it is. Okay, so this is doable. It's janky, but it's doable. Don't know why jumping would make this more doable. It's really quite odd. But there we go. Gyroscope up on the trailer without having to use the crane. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's a bit sad almost. Alright, locked in place. Let's go! I saw something roughly over this way. Maybe. The reason I'm picking up the gyroscopes is I figure anything that I'm going to use that flies that's going to need to pick up something potentially heavy, it's also going to have to turn with that heavy thing attached. So the more gyroscopes I have available to me, if that ends up being a needed thing, the better. Is that something? That's a billboard over there. Is that a billboard with a solar panel, or is that just a billboard? Just a regular old billboard, that one. Oh, this up ahead, there's something. Yeah, there's something up there, but it's kind of ridgeline. I can't quite see it with my searchlight. Oh, we have a truck. What has the truck got for us? Another medium cargo, it looks like. It's getting a bit silly. I'm getting so many of those. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't you come falling off there. Onward. Oh, and I spotted something. Really don't think I need more medium cargo containers at this point, as I have 12, 15 of them on board. That's a pretty decent amount. Still, hard to pass them up when they're there. And I still do technically have room for them. Though I think I can only realistically fit one more before things start getting unbalanced. Because I'm not going to put one right in front of my cockpit. So I can put one next to my cockpit. and I can't really put one up front because of where the survival kit is. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's good. I can ignore medium cargoes after this. Or no. No, I should take them back home and I should store them for a potential ice mining vehicle or for sticking on the flyer. Because it should probably have a little bit of cargo on it at least. What have I found this time? This is the same style of camper that had the large Atmo thruster. This one looks different. Oh, it's got a survival kit. Right, I'll take the medical component. It also has a battery up front, though. And away we go. 2 batteries, large ammo thruster. Not bad. I think I saw something over this way, maybe? Oh, I've completely lost track of it. That's annoying. Oh, okay. That's not going to be findable. I'm not going to be able to take a straight path through that mountain. Alright, keep going. Keep going and hoping. One of the things I look forward to with flying, going at 100 meters a second. Covering this distance at over twice the current speed I'm traveling will be nice. The crashing after I do so, probably less nice. There's something over that ridge line, but there's also something even further away than that, which is what I was heading toward, so at least I've got a couple of bits of scrap lined up at the moment. Scout around here, but I don't think there's going to be much I want. There is this large grid cargo container, but I don't think I need that. Take its computers though. No, I won't, because my inventory's full. Okay, in this building, not too much that I want, but you know, power cells are nice. There is a solar panel up there. I want to check if it's got any solar cells. I don't need the panel, I need its cells if it's got any. Let's see. Does it have any for me? Yes, 10. Nice. Excellent. Alright. I'm getting out of here. What's that beside that billboard over there? Really wasn't far away at all. What's in the truck? Ooh, I probably want this O2H2 gen. No, wait, that's a medium cargo. Okay. So I can slap that on the back of the trailer. I think I spotted a couple of the power towers this way. Yep, cool. There's at least something here, whether it's power towers or not, I don't know. Because they seem to have aircraft at the bottom. Or at least a few of them have. Which means thrusters. So fingers crossed I'm right, and there is a thruster or two for me to get. Even if they're the little thrusters, that's still okay, because I do need more of those directional ones. Because I'm not sure I'm going to find enough large atmospheric thrusters to use them as directional thrust. What do we have here? Looks like... I can't actually tell from this angle. Oh, it's one of the big planes. Seems like it could be a good get. It's in the truck first. Now thinking toward making fuel, this O2H2 gen will be quite useful. Don't need the oxygen tank. One oxygen tank is going to be enough for my purposes. But, oh, actually other people might want one. Maybe I can try and collect it. Although really, it is the O2H2 gen I want. Let's grab this stuff first, and then I'll check out the plane. Oh, that would explain why that's so heavy to move. It's got 650 kilos of ice in it. There we go. Thought I'd be able to pick this up. Right, plane, what have you got for me? You have a large thruster, yes! Yes, yes, yes. Don't care that it doesn't match with my other ones. It's a large thruster, I'm happy. Alright, let's get this on the back. It's also getting on 5 PM, so I'm not sure how much more scrapping I'm going to be able to do. Still, 2 large Atmos was what I was hoping for. I do have the directional thrust from the Nugget module. It's not like I'll be without any directional thrust on the flyer, so I could still go ahead and build the extra part of it to try and see if I can make some use of it. One large thruster. Second large thruster. Started to think about the O2H2 gens because if I'm going to be producing fuel, the more of those I have, the better. Obviously, I've got plenty of time to produce fuel, so it's not like I have to do it quickly, but it's still nice to be able to do it a little bit quicker than just if the situation changes. That's that sorted. Maps down. Let's check out the rest of the plane and see if there's anything else useful in there. There's probably a battery or two in here, I imagine. Medium cargo. It's going to be a bit tricky to get out of here, though. But I got it out anyway. Yeah, I think I've really one more spot for any larger block. Alrighty, I think it's time for me to head on home. That's kind of a long way. We'll check out these. Oh, that one's a bit closer. Let's go to it first. Yeah, it's going to be getting dark soon, so time to call it a day. I call that a win. 2 large Atmo thrusters. Definitely a win. 2 batteries. 2 Atmo thrusters. So that'll be 4 batteries, so 1 big battery per Atmo thruster on the lifter vehicle, so that it's got plenty of longevity. Then I've got 2 medium cargos to put on it, so that I've got a little bit of cargo capacity. And then I can use it, hopefully, to go out and find the other bits that I want to upgrade it as I go, much as I've done with the crane and the cargo containers that I've added as I've gone along. Yeah, I think this will work out quite well. So as soon as I get home, after I've checked out these bits of scrap that are along the way, since I've got 22 kilometers to cover, I will be able to start putting that together. The chicken and the nugget. I think I'll just stick with the chicken. Headless chicken just sounds... It sounds almost prophetic. As in, it's dooming the thing to be destroyed and to die. And I don't want it to do that. Oh, what's on the highway segment? Got a couple of trucks, check them out, see what's on there. Might get another medium cargo or O2H2 gen or some medical components. Because putting a survival kit on the thing would probably be a good idea too. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that. I should definitely put a survival kit onto the flyer. What's up here? So you've got a cryopod which does not have any components in it. What about you? What have you got inside? You've got an O2H2 gen. Thank you. I will take that. And just like before, I think I'm going to leave the tank behind. Man, I love having the elite grinder for getting rid of these sorts of walls. I don't have much ice in that one, so I should be able to now just carry this down. That's going to occupy the last spot on the trailer. Cool. What the? Yeah. Nope. Bad wrong. There's a wheel there. Oh, no, I'm clear of it now. I am lucky that didn't end up with any damage. Very lucky. Well, this was a long drive at twilight. And I didn't actually spot any other scrap on my way, so... yeah. Still, that's it. Got home, decent stuff. Now we can do some building. Okay, so I've got my nugget out and ready to start building on it. And I'm thinking what I had planned on doing, where I was thinking of lifting this up in the center section and having legs come down on either side, mightn't be the best plan. One, it makes it a bit harder to get back in. Not impossible, but potentially a bit harder if I was a little bit higher up than that. But also, it doesn't really achieve one of the goals of a lifter vehicle that's going to be using, say, landing gear, which is to get that landing gear attached item clear of the thrusters. By putting the thrusters down lower, they're closer to the object, which makes it a bit more tricky to keep them clear. So what I probably need to do is actually have wings going up to either side to hold the thrusters. And then figure out another way of having an attachment point underneath. So what I was thinking of doing is just lifting this up to about there. We'll build the merge block on the back. And then I'm going to try and bring something through to sit underneath the cockpit. Now, obviously, I can't bring something through in a straight line because we've got a thruster right there. So I'm going to have to come around the outside as well. Now, I want to lift this off the ground a bit, but not too much, because I want the mag lock to be on this lifter segment, not on the Nugget, I think. Guess we'll find out. That was the idea I had in my head anyway. So I just might map something out basically with just 45-degree slopes, and then we can add in extra detail pieces and other angles once I've got it laid out. As I find for shapes like this where you're really trying to achieve a specific shape, personally I find it quite useful to lay out something like this first to get close and then refine it from there. Kind of like it really is just sketching this out. So that gives me my little chicken foot, and now I need my chicken wings. And it should be fairly easy to put a couple of little landing gear or mag plates underneath the ends here that I can grab hold of various things with. And because I've got the two little feet, I can grab hold with either one. And since we don't have to worry about center of mass usually with that stuff, it shouldn't be a problem, whichever one I need to use. Now, the blocks that are going to go on this thing. We're going to have these thrusters, which are both normal thrusters, I think. And then I've got a third normal thruster and a fourth sci-fi big thruster. I also want to get probably these two batteries from here attached and a collection of gyroscopes. So my thought was to probably go with the simple solution, which is the batteries in the middle here, since they're going to be over the object. And then lifting up to make little wings that stick forward as well, with two thrusters on either side, and hopefully design it in such a way that there's capacity for expansion. How high do I want these things to go? In theory, I have lifted this section in the middle here high enough that those small thrusters shouldn't be able to do damage. I've got 3 full blocks clearance, which I believe is enough, even at maximum thrust. So I've cleared those. I just need to clear the big Atmo ones, and I'll almost certainly be making them clear by more than they need. So let's try and get the rough shape worked out for the top part of the wings. I'm just going to need some way to get up to the top there, so let's make a ramp. So if I attach a large Atmo thruster to this block, or maybe this one in front of it, that will stick out to this row here. Or if I stick it on this one, it'll stick to here. Then I've got one block clear to play with, and I've got the one block in here. And just because I now know that this annoys people, I'm going to grab some hazard and stick it on the middle of the batteries. There we go. Covered. So apparently when I flipped over the batteries, I did not take account of that little symbol there. So now it's covered. It's like nothing ever happened. Who'd have thought hazard armor can actually be useful for making things look right, even though the lines never match up. Yeah, I think this will look kind of cool. So I think this kind of gives a clearer idea of the shape that I'm going to go for. I'm going to try and get the larger blocks in place now, and then do some refining of the other pieces, where I will almost certainly detach some things that I don't mean to. Because, of course I will. Also, oh, something else while I'm remembering. Downlights. This thing's meant to carry stuff, so it should have some lights pointing downward. Old forklift, let's decommission you. You have no power left. Alright, this is going to be a slower process. Batteries are repaired. Now I've just got to get the telehandler in so I can stick these in the right spot. I'm thinking like that, pointing backwards. Could have them hanging off sideways, like rotate them 90 degrees from this. Might make the back end stick out a little less, which might be beneficial. But then it might also make it look a bit chunkier. Actually, no, I think it'll be alright. Let's flip them. There we go. One on. Oh, it is so satisfying having vehicles that actually do what they need to do and can do it fairly quickly. Like, I really enjoy using the cranes, and I really enjoy the extra consideration it puts into everything you do. But there are times where I was like, where you still kind of feel like it'd be nice to figure out a way to do things quicker which makes it so satisfying when you actually do manage to do that and come up with a design that genuinely makes things better. Because I've engineered my way around that problem, that hassle. And that feels good. Makes me happy. There we go. 2 batteries on. Correctly rotated, I think. Previously I was talking about having 4 batteries on here. I'm not sure about that just yet. I want to see how it looks once I've got the thrusters on and see how they make it feel in terms of scale. But there does seem to be plenty of room at the back here to have more thrusters if I want them. Oh good, at least one of the thrusters is on this side of the truck. Came in here without actually looking. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Out we go. And now the bit that the telehandler's not so good at. Rotating objects. Does make me wonder whether it would be nice to just have a single rotor on there, but as soon as I start doing that, I start adding more complexity to this, and I make it less useful, I think. Alright, let's get this thing built. And then I'll figure out how to rotate it around the way I want to. Which could be as simple as dropping it in the correct way. With the right blocks to make it align the right way. So... I have a bunch of blocks coming off like this. And I let go. Hopefully... it'll be able to rock backwards and mostly right itself. I know I could just bring the crane over, but I kind of just don't want to. Yeah. Gonna be like that, hey? Gonna stay hostile. Okay, I might have to bring the crane over. This isn't working at all. No telehandler, you're gonna have to move over here. So I can get the crane in because I need something that can manipulate this in a lot more directions. Because it is heavy. Okay, so I want to try and pick it up nice and square on one side so I can then just rotate it around. Oh no! This is going to be a pain. I'm definitely going to get this partially wrong. I forgot. These thrusters have a slight slope to the top of them. That's going to be a real pain to get aligned properly on each one. It's going to be so annoying. See if I can get these merged. Come on. You're so close. Just snap. It's not that hard. Oh, really? Oh, man. That is so close. It's just not there. And each time I try and adjust it, it pushes further away. Okay, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try and grind one of these down and re-weld it up and see if that fixes my problem. Because they feel like they're so close, but they're just not getting there. And sometimes a rebuild can just be enough to fix these things. The rotation is a bit off, so maybe I can fix that before I do it too. Oh, there we go. And we're done. One thing I definitely want to have on this is a full row of armor blocks around the thrusters. Just since I'm going to be flying close to hard objects and I don't really want to break anything. If I don't have that, there's a high chance that I will. So obviously, since I've got mismatched thrusters, maybe I shouldn't worry too much about mismatching their orientation and leave it all looking a bit rough and ready on this part of the module, since it's the bit that grabs onto the stuff anyway, so it's the more likely damaged and then later repaired part. Could probably even paint the thrusters a different color, so the sci-fi ones are a slightly cleaner shade of yellow. Let's get that clear, and then we'll weld that up and lock it down. I'm gonna rotate this so that it's lying properly, neatly on the ground. Yeah. Makes it a lot easier with the crane. For the crane. Oh, whoa. What? I was expecting a lot more trouble with that. Sweet. That's great. That was nice and quick. So 2 thrusters down and 2 to go. Let's grab the yellow, but I'm going to clean it up to corrugated for this thruster. So it's a little bit tidier, it's not dusty. It's like this has gotten an upgrade to that thruster from the previous ones. Now I gotta do the other side. Alrighty, last one locked. We're good to go. Got 4 big thrusters, got 2 big batteries. I now just need to decide where the connector's gonna hook up on this. So then I can make a connection on the base that I can then start charging everything up. Also, needs some armor. Needs some detail work done around the place as well. Oh, and the gyroscopes. I forgot the gyroscope. Connector, gyroscopes. That's the other thing. Oh, and it needs some sort of broadcast too, doesn't it? No, I put the broadcast on this. I probably want to have... Oh, this will have my scrap beacon on it, yeah. So we'll have some broadcast. I do wonder how much this thing's going to be able to lift once I'm done decorating it. Now, have I done a dumb here? I might have. Dang it, I forgot about the lateral thrusters. Ah. I think that might be too close. I think I might need to move each of these out a whole block. Poop. That's annoying. Alright, let's extend the wings before this becomes a bigger problem. I do not want to cook my thrusters or cook the armor that's going to probably be there. So if I give it another block clearance, it should be fine. Ugh. I just liked, like, the height felt right from this angle. It might feel more right if I do this. Wait. Oh, you're kidding me. I didn't even line this. Oh, man. Wow. I didn't even line this up properly, this front to back. This side's further back than this side. I thought it was just a color thing, but it's actually further back. There's part of me wondering if I could push these so far forward that they'd be in front of the thrusters, but that would be a full 3 blocks further forward. And that probably is too much. So, this side needs to go 1 block forward and 1 block out, and this side just needs to go 1 block out. Alright, let's grab it with the crane. Actually, no. I can grab it with the... Yeah. Grab it with this, because it's aligned already. Yeah. Okay, we're locked. Let's drop it off. Just holds it. Good. Move back. 1 merge block, and 1 merge block. I was looking at the side... I was looking at the gap I was creating. I'm like, yeah, this is how much gap I need. This is all going to be fine. Because I've got plenty of space to fit my decorations in and all this. Completely forgot about the practical. Alright. So I'll try and keep all 3 of those blocks clear for those thrusters. Now let's go on the other side and line those up. Thankfully I know I can do it with this, which is so much quicker. I think for this one, what I need to do is put a merge block there. Then another armor block there, then a merge block on it. And that should put it in the right spot. Hey! There we go. Does that look right? I think that looks right. Yep, lines up with the battery, same as the other side. And we've got 3 blocks clearance in between, same as the other side. Good. Good, good, good. Alright, so now I can go back to thinking about the connector. And the armoring and other detailing bits that I'm going to do. I think for something that's going to be picking up objects from... by grabbing it underneath, I might put my connector facing backwards. And probably will end up having it set like this one here. A block up off the ground. Yeah, I think a connector sitting about there is going to look about right. I'm really happy with how this thing's come together. Cool. I've got a shape. I've got a functional flyer that can hover for 2 hours, even though one of the batteries is completely dead. I definitely need more than 1 gyroscope, though. And also more than just merge blocks holding on my very, very valuable thrusters. So let's fix that now. Get probably 2 more gyros on here. Okay, gyro, I reckon I'll put you square middle of the battery. Put 1 on each side. Oh. Not quite there. Let's get a little bit closer. I think I've picked this up slightly awkwardly. Oh, got it anyway. Sweet. Alright, let's grab another gyro and we'll add it to the other side. And I realize I've just given my ship buttocks. Oh well. There are worse things to do. Now, the fun of getting these to be the same orientation when it gets snapped on. I think that should be right. Hey. Okay. Now, where did I leave my scrap beacon? I've taken it off that thing that I put around the side here. So I'm going to put my scrap beacon on my lift a bit. Do I not have it on here? Did I already grade it off when I was trying to get to the landing gear? I might have. Looks like it. Okay, before I get too further carried away, let's give it at least a temporary parking spot so that I can get it charged while I'm building all the design work on it. So with this connector being identical to that one in terms of height off the ground, I do create the option of either connecting the crane to this when I need to offload, or connecting the Nugget to that when I need to offload, once I remember that I was supposed to put cargo on the Nugget, and I forgot! Aww. I have not made this big enough for cargo. Well, no cargo it is. I don't... Oh. I'm really annoyed that I realized that now. You know what, though? If I'm going out collecting stuff that needs to be ground down, I'm going to take my crane. Making a do-it-all flyer at this point, it's probably fine, but it does mean that my crane then becomes obsolete, and that makes me sad, so you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy I haven't made my crane obsolete. That's going to be my justification for it, and I'm sticking with it. Okay. I do not have enough power with that one battery out of charge for all my maneuvering thrusters and lift. So that's good to know. I do need to get more batteries on here, or it'll probably be fine once that one battery that's not charged gets charged. But going up, forward, and left, or right, it doesn't like it. Just going up uses up 91% of my available power output. Unfortunately, despite me really enjoying how this is looking and being very excited for making it look prettier, I've run out of time for recording this week. Which means I will be making sure that it is all nice and decorated, and I'll even look at seeing if I can fit those cargo containers and maybe even the survival kit on there that I talked about, as I go through fixing it up and making it look finished. And then I can take it out and start scrapping some things. So there's all that and plenty more to come, and I will see you then.